The walls are starting to crack. But before you can truly break out, it's important to explore 3 more topics: sequencing of messages, the use of rhetorical tools, and certain differences between Facebook and Twitter. With sequencing, we look at 2 kinds of messages: consistent messaging and complementary messaging, which elaborates rather than repeats. Traditional advertising has always relied on consistent messaging, but research has shown that consumers of social media are more likely to tune those out and to share complementary messages instead. They prefer a conversation to a monologue of telling and selling. The use of rhetoric and rhetorical tools is also important. Writers and speakers use rhetorical tools to make language more vivid and memorable. 2 such tools are alliteration and word repetition. Alliteration is the close grouping of words with the same stressed consonants. Like Sally selling her seashells. But alliteration is also the true mainstay of poetry. Listen to these first lines of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping.
Now listen to word repetition in Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech.
So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California.
While these are both powerful tools, they had differentiated effects between Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, alliteration and word repetition both had a positive interaction with assertive and expressive messages. However, on Facebook, alliteration had a more positive effect when combined with expressive messages than with assertive messages, and word repetition had a significantly more negative interaction effect with both assertive and expressive messages than with direct messages. Another difference between the 2 platforms is that message positivity had a positive and significant relationship with the consumer message sharing on Facebook, yet it was not significant on Twitter. A few more general tips. On both platforms, the use of questions and pictures increase sharing, whereas messages posted during the weekend and with more hashtags are less often shared. And that's it. It's time to break out in round 3.